Hey everyone, Nate the Nerdarch here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. And today we're going to be talking about Monster BFF, Helm Horrors, Hellhound, and Nightmares, the Hunters from Hell. Nice. And with me I have...
I'm Ted.
And I'm Dave.
Alright, so I haven't heard much about this except let's do these guys. And I was like, yeah, they sound really cool together. Well, a whole hunting party of doom.
Imagine how terrifying it is. You get a Helm Horror riding a nightmare with a pack of Hellhounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. You know, your Hellhound and Helm Horror happen to share a nice open page. 182 for your Hellhound, 183 for your Helm Horror. It's like they're a perfect match.
Yeah, that makes me want to just expeditious retreat right there.
Yeah, but then
You've said enough. I'm out of here.
But then good luck with that, because we have a nightmare with a speed of 60 and a fly speed of 90 on page 235 of our monster.
That's
manual.
like a bullet.
Yeah, it is.
So if we're looking at, roughly 6 Hellhounds at a challenge 3, a Helm Horror at challenge 4, what do we have for the nightmare?
Challenge 3.
Challenge 3. So you got some low challenge monsters that you added up together, and you got a pretty potent force.
Well, and not only that too, I love the Helm Horror. He's Helm Horror. Mm-hmm. He is no punk. No. He's an intelligent construct.
Yep.
And he's right off the bat, he's just immune to 3 different spells:
force, necrotic, and poison damage.
And you can change them to whatever you want. Oh, wait a minute, those are its immunities.
Right.
And then there's 3 specific spells into addition to that.
Oh yeah, they're immune to fireball, heat metal, and lightning bolt.
Right, which those are changeable if you wanted to. And they have resistance to anything that's not magic weapons.
Nice.
So yeah, CR4.
Wait. From non-magical weapons that aren't amantine.
Okay, so it has to be adamantium or magic weapons.
Right.
Making them a little bit easier to damage.
Right.
So if you happen to have magic or adamantium, you're good.
You're right.
So I've used these guys several times in the past. I've actually stripped them of their resistance to weapons when I've used them, mm-hmm. because they're just so freaking tough. Because they have a super high armor class too.
Yeah, they actually have a 20 AC, which in this game is like
huge,
tough, especially at challenge 4.
Yes,
because you could set that against a 6-level party, and they're missing more than 50% of the time.
Yes. So I guess the idea is, instead of being like a construct that's been created by a mage or a wizard or whatever, mm-hmm. This thing could have been risen up from the abyss or hell by a demon lord or devil. Is it? Are the devils princes?
I think so.
Yeah, so a demon lord or devil prince, and and just infused with hellish energy, and it's sent forth, maybe once a year, or when the stars are right, or whatever, or maybe it's specific. Maybe it goes after souls that have escaped hell, or have cheated, it cheated death somehow.
You could even kind of craft it to be something unique in your world, and maybe this particular construct has been around long enough to actually have sentience and its own control.
It does, though. They're intelligent.
Right, but I mean, as opposed to it following the will of its creator.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's true. Like, it could actually be a little bit bumpier, a little bit wiser, more intelligent. Because I think, what do we got? We got 10 wisdom.
10's for your mentals.
Okay, which, I mean, isn't superb, but it is decent for a construct.
Right, absolutely. As opposed to the
being that
zeros normally.
Yeah. Being that it can think.
Yeah. So I like the idea of that. These things come forth and basically following the mythos of the Great Hunt, but with a little different twist on it. You could go Ghost Rider with it. You can, there's different ways you can spell this one out. Whether it's something he does on his own, whether it's an annual event, whether a demon prince or devil prince or demon lord goes, hey, I got a job for you, and then that's when they go forth, or something completely different.
I think I like the annual event plus the calling up. So people in the realm who call him for particular tasks, or like you were saying, a devil prince or something.
Ooh, what if we did something in Chimes of Discordia where, like, there's a specific type of oath you take, and that one of the things that they do is they hunt down those oath breakers.
I like the idea of them.
I like that a lot.
I like that, but I also like Nate's idea about being able to summon it. And if you summon it and it doesn't fall within their purview, like they could be turned upon the summoner.
Oh, like you ask him for something, or that should be within his realm of stuff, but he's just like, I don't know, you're dishonest, or you're saying false things.
No. Like I think what Ted's saying is like you summon them forth for like their purpose, and instead you ask for a cup of sugar.
Well, no, like
and he's like absolutely not.
No, like all right,
I almost met you for that insult.
Suppose I believe that you're an oathbreaker,
Yeah.
and I summon him to come get you, and it turns out that you either didn't make that oath that I thought you did, or you didn't break it.
Oh yeah.
So that's like, well, I can't hunt him because that doesn't fall in my purview.
But I can
now
hunt you. Nice.
So I like that idea that because like if he comes forth, he has to hunt. Like that's just how it works. So,
Well, I mean, you're right there. It's not much of a hunt.
Well,
I don't like the totally screw you model of that. I'd like the
but
idea
that may not be true, because he might be like, okay, you've got X amount of time, run.
Yeah, or he might say, on whatever eve that he normally comes around, you'll be on my list.
that works too.
So you could avoid it, or he could just have so many people on the list that hopefully you make it.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god.
But you're on the list until you get taken off. So
Right.
this could be something in the character background story where it's been 10 years since you've done something wrong.
I like that.
And you just, because that also increases tension and like kind of mental torment.
And it totally adds a whole new element of what happens if there is essentially as a magic item the list, and you could have these guys being there and someone has stolen the list.
Well, that's
So-
interesting.
so-
That's
so-
an interesting dimension to it. I was thinking more of the characters could get hired on to protect this person or assist them, or maybe he's good friends with them.
Or
They
they're
just
one of
don't
the
know.
characters.
Or one of the characters. So character background wise, or a plot hook of one of their good friends from their town or whatever has been trying to dodge this bullet for.
Alright, so this is
I can
like a
also see
decade.
it like tying in nicely with a fiendish warlock pact.
Oh, absolutely.
So like, perhaps too, like maybe in our world, if you're part of the fiendish pact, and somehow
And you say hell no at one point or another to the fiendish pact.
you can get put on the list.
But at the same time, as you could be asked to join in the hunt.
Well, yeah, that's another avenue as well.
So somehow we've gone from BFF to world building.
Well, sometimes it all.
Well,
it all works
how they get
together.
used is really important.
All right, so we've got some cool stuff for Discordia, but is there anything that we need to go into more for the BFF? The Hellhounds have some cool pack tactics, so you obviously you're gonna have more than one of these things. The Helm Horror doesn't specifically have any riding abilities.
But
I mean,
it doesn't actually need them because of the dread steed part of the nightmare. I don't believe. Now you might change up his weapons, so take away the longsword and give him a spear because it's more thematic. You might change the way he looks a little bit and make it look a little more primal. You may give him a longbow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say a longbow and a spear, and spears would be really good.
Yeah. So but for the most part, the encounter itself is kind of straightforward. They're going to try and chase you down and hunt you. And if you're using this encounter, I think you want to kind of make it kind of horrible enough for your players to want to run away.
This is one from 4th edition where you want to kind of use that chase mechanic that you used at Gamescom.
Yeah, the chase mechanic would be a great thing here.
You want to have it where like you have that running fight where you're trying to wear down maybe some of the pack. Or the hit points of the rider and the mount, till you can actually think that you can stand and fight the rest or get away.
I feel like you do. With this chase, you'd have a wide range of the Hellhound pack. and maybe you'd have double what they're actually going to eventually plan to fight.
Right.
But they're all ones they encounter in the woods, and they're going to try and encircle and enclose them.
Kind of like mini encounters before the actual encounter.
Like, oh, there's a hellhound that just jumped out of the bush, and it's either breathing fire at you or trying to bite you, or it bays to direct others to you. So it's like, there's all, you could try some getting the drop on it where it doesn't get to do anything, so it doesn't get to alert anybody. You can have it where it attracts more, and you start to get like a bottleneck, so you don't want to get trapped, so you gotta like bust through and start running again.
And
there's a whole lot of things to that encounter.
These encounters are really intelligent ones, so you have to play it that way. Like the Nightmare can probably catch most people, and it can outrun the Hellhounds, but that's probably not how this guy operates.
No.
The hunter, he sends forth, basically the Hellhounds, basically to flush out the prey. But there's another reason too, that part of his thing is basically instilling terror and fear in the hunted. He doesn't want to just kill you. He basically maybe he like feeds on your fear beforehand, and the whole pack does, and as well as the Nightmare. And the cool thing about this encounter is you can kill them and stop them, but you never really make them go away. Like they're coming back again next year,
Right.
And you just may have moved up on the list again.
So I think with this type of encounter, using the chase mechanic, you kind of give the players a choices. You can either try to run, hide, get away, and survive until dawn, because this I totally see as a nighttime encounter,
absolutely.
Or manage to stave off the encounter, win the fight to survive another year.
Yeah, and I could definitely see too, like, or maybe if you survive the hunt, he won't hunt you again for X amount of time or something like that, or until there's a new transgression. But I could definitely see the Hellhounds out there setting fires in the forest all around you as well.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Making a track for you, to railroading you.
Yeah, and not only that though, but creating this like hell on earth kind of feel. And then you also have to deal with smoke and fire and ash, and
it lessens visibility. It creates hazards, disorientation. But
psychologically, it helps build the tension.
Oh, absolutely.
In the encounter.
And I would say with this encounter, you can't like you mentioned something about whittling down the Helm Horror, and you really don't see that guy until the end, or you either see him in the beginning and then at the end, or I would not say you really see him at all.
That's true.
Like for the purpose of the encounter, there's 6 Hellhounds, right? But for the purpose of thematically for the story, for setting it, you just see a sea of of Hellhounds.
Well, to kind of go off of the terror factor, like he could really be like in the back. As we said, give him a longbow. Like, what happens if every so often, he shoots
longbow fire?
You see the arrow come flying in. It's that character.
He doesn't just shoot arrows. He shoots Hellscream arrows.
But like he'll show himself to maybe guide you in the direction that he wants. So like you're running this way. Meanwhile, he flies around, gets in front of you to cut you off, just to be terrified.
That's so like. Horror film, but he could literally fly to make you go another way.
Fly speed of 90.
Yeah.
I mean,
God, how did you end up in the cupboard? I don't understand.
So, if you guys are just running straight this way, he's pursuing. He can easily get around you with that, basically triple movement to what everybody else has. So he gets around you and then just waits in the path. So that you come upon this, horrifying visage.
Well, forget the fly. He's got the Nightmare has Etherstride. It can just go into the Ether plane, and then reappear with up to with itself and up to 3 companions.
It's really hard to get away from this.
And not only that, the Nightmare confers fire resistance on the rider.
That's really great.
Does he have fire resistance? He doesn't, right?
One more resistance.
He's not resistant. He's not immune. So yeah.
So it would just add a 4th resistance because I think he has 3, and then if you change out Fireball for a different spell,
right?
So it really does make for a tough encounter, with everything just kind of layered together.
Wow.
So
Yeah, because he can just the nightmare in him can just instead of the ethereal jump, they could just kind of run through the burning forest. It doesn't really matter to them. Or I think a prairie fire.
Well, I was just thinking
really
for
too.
the idea too of it just appears in front of you.
Yeah,
Like
that's
the total
really good.
Jason
Yeah.
thing. Like you don't even know how it got there. He was just walking behind you, a minute ago, and now he's standing in front of you.
Yeah.
But so I have this idea too for these Hellscream arrows, and they could actually do nothing in the beginning of the encounter, where he just fires them off, and they land near the players, but
They could have a frighten effect.
well, they could, but I don't really care about the mechanics. I just like the idea of almost like these little spectral spirits around these black shafted arrows that have crimson runes that kind of blaze on them, and when he lets them fly, you hear the screams and the torment of the damned.
Yeah.
And it's almost better to never even hit them with the arrows, and just to describe.
It's like, what is that? What do they do?
What is that going to